Howdy everybody. So today we are going to do just a little bit, do a quick video. We're going to talk about feed sacks today, right? What do you do with all these feed sacks? So you got rabbits, you got chickens, you got a dog, you might have cattle or goats or sheep or what have you. Anyhow, something that produces some feed sack extras for you. What do you do with them things? Do you just pile them up and burn them in your trash, or do you come up with other ideas? So one of the things I like to do with a good feed sack, one second and we'll show you one of the things I like to do. You see this kind of cardboardy, heavy, oh, everything's backwards in the camera, there we go, heavy newspaper type sack. I actually like to use those as little starter logs in my fire. There is some plastic in the middle of them. I'll try to show you. Where'd you guys go? Try to show you real quick. Maybe. Alright, you can see here. There we go. There's that little bit of a plastic in between them. You can see here there's a little bit of plastic in between them. I just peel the paper apart, throw the plastic in the trash, keep the regular cardboardy type paper, and it works great for starting fires. It's heavy enough, it burns slow enough, it gets your sticks going good. Just a little bit of paper goes a long ways, and it really gets your fire going. So I also have a different kind of sack we'll show you in just a minute that's more like a tarp. Like a little thin tarp, and I'm actually going to use it today. They're calling for some nasty weather coming, cold, windy, rainy, wet weather. Now your rabbits, from what I understand on the studying I've done on them, actually handle the cold really well. However, I am going to take some of those tarp like feed sacks, and I'm going to put them around to keep the wind and some of the wet off of our rabbits. I think maybe that'll go a long way, especially some of the mamas. We've got one batch of babies now. They're getting pretty good size. We'll maybe show you those guys again today. But I should have another batch of babies like next week. And who knows what the weather's going to be like next week. It may be 60 degrees, and it may be 6 degrees. It may be snowing, and it may be tornado warnings. That's what it is, living in good old Ozarkian Missouri. As you never quite know what the weather's going to bring. I've seen winters here where it's been really cold, and we've had like 2 foot of snow, and your snot and your wetness and everything was freezing on your mustache and beard and your eyelid. I seen a guy one time wearing a mask trying to keep himself warm, and the fog off his breath was going up over his eyelids, and it was freezing to his eyelashes, right? I've seen it get cold and stay cold all winter long, right? And then I've seen it be like springtime all winter long, right? And so, and the ground freezing and thawing and muddy and nasty. And the good part about here, Forrest Gump would say it's kind of like a box of chocolates, right? You never know what you're going to get. Today's pretty chilly. It's not too bad. Like 40 degrees, I think, is the high today. But we're going to try to get these a little bit of tarps around this rabbits, and I've got to bring some firewood to the porch. And I have got something coming that I want to talk to you guys about. I told you guys during a deer processing video that I have committed a pre-stead homestead crime. And we're going to talk about that. And then maybe we'll do a little couple of videos on some of the home renovations we're doing as we are trying to make a push to get this place on the market, because quite frankly, we just want to live in the woods, man. We like where we live. It's a pretty place. We got good neighbors. We got good people around us. We do have a good view out the back, right? But we got right up next to the highway on the other side, and we can only see one neighbor. In the summertime, this time of year, I can see 2 neighbors, right? Maybe a third if I look real hard through some woods on the other way. But truthfully, We just want to be in the woods. We want to have our situation be a little bit different. We want to be able to expand our animals. We really want to get to the point where we can help people out by giving them meat from our animals and things. We want to be able to give it away as gifts around Christmas time. We want to be able to minister to people by giving them food to eat. And if we are going to do that, we are going to have to move our operation from where we currently reside. And so we are making a push. We are trying. I had that little health deal that kind of slowed me down last week. I didn't get very much done last week. And just to be honest, I was just wore out all week. I thought I would feel better and I'd get up and do a little bit and I'd get wore back out. But I'm feeling honestly quite a bit better. I kind of feel like I have rounded the bend, if you will, and so we will get to work today and see what we can get done. We got a lot to do, and so I'm going to bring you guys along for some of it today, and I'll show you guys something you can do with your rabbit feed sacks, your chicken feed sacks, your dog feed sacks, and we will go from there. So guys, stick along. Pretty sure I just combined come along and stick around. Come around, stick along. Go with us today, and maybe you'll learn a little something, and if nothing else, maybe you'll have a good laugh, hear a little bit about the good Lord maybe, and hopefully bless your day. So come along and stick around with us. Alright, so we got all the animals fed this morning and watered. Oh, Sylvie has Houdini'd out of her cage again, and she ain't showed back up, so hopefully she'll show up. I know a couple girls gonna be awful disappointed if she don't. We give the cage a nice move because it was in a pile of garden gold underneath those rabbits, and so I give them a move. I really need to move this thing up to the garden. Probably the best place to move it to. Not today. Okay, so we're gonna cover it. As you can see, I got some feed sacks, some of the tarp style, plastic style feed sacks. We're going to see what we can manage to do here. I'll set you guys down, let you see a little bit of kind of how we do it. I've never done this before, so I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I brought some zip ties, a pocket knife, and some sacks. Surely we can make that work. Surely, and hopefully Sylvie girl shows up around here. I don't know where she's got off to. Hope she can get up there and get hit, or usually she comes back by now if she breaks out, so I'm not sure exactly where she's gone to. Hopefully she'll show up soon. Anyway, and then I'll show you guys the baby rabbits here in just a minute. So let's get to work. Try to find a place to put you guys. You're on the tripod. We'll try to find a place to put you guys. Put these down. Let's see here. All right, let's get to work. Alright, so that wasn't all that bad. It looks, see if I find the right word, hideous. However, it will serve its purpose, right? All this has to do is keep the wind off of them. It don't have to be strong. It don't have to be tornado resistant. All it's got to do is keep the wind off of them. So here's what we've done. I'll show you guys here. Feed sacks zip tied to the wire, right? That way is somewhat south, right? And so sun's always over there, so they'll get any sun through the other side of their cage. It's not tarped off. And on this side of the cage, they will be blocked from the bad weather, the wind and the snow and the freezing rain and all that good stuff. Should theoretically help keep them a little happier, maybe, hopefully. If not, I just wasted about 20 minutes of my time, 30 minutes of my time, and we learned a lesson. So I don't guess it's really wasted. We'll give it a try. Well, good morning, everybody. I was showing you guys my rabbit tarp stuff earlier in this video, and then I was going to show you something else, and my battery died on my camera, so I had to let it charge. We're out here this morning. You might be able to see the occasional little snowflake come by. It's cold. It's really cold this morning, but we are out getting our animals took care of. I want to show you the homestead pre-stead felony that I committed. Not a real felony, like I'm not going to jail, right? This is a hypothetical situation. But I'll show you guys kind of what I did. It is so cold that it looks like there's even a delay on my screen when I'm looking back at it. So we'll see how that goes. This morning I want to talk about, I'll show you guys that. The thing I did that's going to make me lose my woods cred from everybody, if there's such thing. But I want to show you something else too. You see these little latches like so? I've got them on my movable chicken tractor, and they work awesome. And I've got some similar type latches on rabbit hutches and all of that, and I love them. Quick, fast, and easy. The problem is, last night we had some like freezing rain, snow stuff yesterday, and it froze in them latches, and I've had to thaw them all out this morning. So it's kind of been a slow go this morning getting everything done. But I'll show you guys the baby rabbits, and then I'll show you the other thing that I did the other day that y'all are going to laugh at, but I want to talk honestly about it. So it's always been the point of our channel, right? Just to be honest, my nose is running like crazy. So if you catch me wiping my nose, I apologize. You guys want to see the baby rabbits? They're pretty cool. They're growing big. Here we go. Say hi, everybody. Soak up some of that sunshine coming through. Yeah. There's the babies. There's 8 of them. 8 very healthy, good-looking babies. I ain't tried to see what they all are yet, boy or girl-wise. Don't really matter. All these are going to the butchers. By going to the butchers, I mean we're going to butcher them. We won't take them nowhere. Should be having some more not too awful long from now. But looking good. Say hi. Say hi. There's Mama. Well, she's been a good mama for us. We're glad we've got her. She's in New Zealand. And she's been a good mama for us. And she is, these little bunnies is product of her and Butchie. I'll let you guys see Butch this morning. There's Butch. All nice and warm and cuddled up. Not sure exactly what he is. Butch is some sort of meat mix. Let me make sure I got everything. Yeah, we're doing good. So, it is cold. Cold this morning. That's good. Wakens you up. Don't need as much coffee, right? Wakes you right up in the mornings. We're making We are making a pot of ham and beans on the wood stove today. I reckon it'll go all day. I think the high's like mid-30s today, so it'll be going all day, so it'll be good for that. I want to show you guys what I did here in just a second. So, see that firewood right there? See all of that? There's some more out front that I still need to get stacked. Yeah. So that firewood, I bought a load. I bought a load of firewood. I've bought 2 loads of firewood this year. So usually cut all my own firewood. I've had some cut for me, right? I've had a church family cut firewood for me before, and grandma's bought a load of wood out of for a Christmas present and that kind of stuff before. Always just go and cut my own wood. It's not that big a deal. In fact, I enjoy doing it. The problem is this year we are working hard at getting this house done. Working really hard at it, and I had some heart issues, the other day, and that really set us back. And I have been going like crazy. I'll show you what our new wood stove area looks like here in a minute when I show you the pot of ham and beans. It looks beautiful. But in order to get the house done, so we can get it sold, so we can move on the dream, on the calling that we feel like we're actually called to do. The way that we are supposed to live our lives, serving the Lord in just a simple life where we can help people out in a different way maybe than what we used to, by giving them meat and those kinds of things in these videos, trying to show how to live differently. I see the world that we're living in, and man, I don't know near everything, not even close. But man, if we could just teach people a few things of how to be kind of self-sufficient, right? Just like I said, the rabbits and the chickens even. Guys, on a normal day, just feeding and water them few rabbits and chickens we got. And if I would be better about getting the rabbits bred back and all of that, it'd be fast. Look at that, there's ice in my beard this morning. If I would be better at getting them bred back, there'd be plenty of rabbits to support like 100% of our protein, truthfully, if we didn't get tired of eating rabbit sooner or later, right? But if we could just teach people a few things, right? My wife the other day was feeling kind of stuffy. She come outside. Even this time of year, there's still a few natural greens. There's one, we call it Creepin' Charlie. I don't know what it's actually called. I think that's a combination name that we just kind of made up. But it's real minty, really high in vitamin C. She had some dried dandelion, some dried stuff like that, and she made up a tea for her and Luella. Luella likes it anyway, just to drink it. And so they was drinking it and feeling better. And if we can just help somebody, right? That's what this is all about, guys. This is truthfully, this isn't about me getting famous or my wife getting famous. I don't reckon that's going to happen, right? But if we can just help a couple people, right? If we could just show somebody that like they could do this, right? On little, you guys remember that rabbit hutch that I built? Man, I had to cut down some trees on the only money we got in it was the wire. I had to go buy the wire, and it was like $25, right? Which I'm not gonna lie, that was a stretch for us at the time. $25 was honestly a stretch for us at the time, but it's been money well spent. And in the summertime, they eat primarily grass, right? Like 80% of their food comes from grass or something like that, and so you don't have to feed them that much feed. You have to feed them more this time of year, right? But I could probably ought to buy some hay, but I don't have a good way to store it right now. We're kind of in limbo with our animals because we're trying to get this place sold, trying to move on to something different. And so I'm not trying to grow our animal operation right now. I'm just trying to sustain it, and then we will grow after we move out of here. But anyway, if we could just help somebody, right? Nothing else. Man, if you are struggling financially and you're making dinner and all you've maybe got, let's say maybe you do have, right, a pork chop in the freezer and you thaw them out, but that's all you really got, right? If I can show you how to go outside in the spring, summer, and fall and get you some greens maybe and some mushrooms to go with it, or if you got a 22 and some shells, right, and you can go shoot a couple of squirrels and pick some greens and all that, 100% of your meal can come from the land, right, and you just got a little bit in 22 shells. And so that's really what this is about, guys, is trying to help one another. And so if you like the idea of that, I encourage you to like and subscribe to our page, share our stuff, and we will try to keep showing. I showed you guys the feed sacks we saved. So part of that, too, is just learning, right? Learning. I was talking to my grandpa the other day. My grandpa, he's 86, 87, somewhere in there, years old. And I like to ask him all kinds of questions because he grew up way different, right? And he tells me about how they used to bury vegetables in the ground next to their cabin, next to their home. And they would do vegetables and straw, and then cap it with dirt. And then they'd go back in the winter and fall and stuff and just get what they needed. He said it was good stuff, right? I think it was stuff like cabbages and potatoes and stuff like that. But man, that's amazing. I don't even know. Him and Grandma. My grandma was explaining to me how to make cheese the other day. How we hang it up, how they used to hang it up and make cheese and all of that stuff. And we want to learn all of that, right? And so. If that is, like I said, something you're interested in, keep following along and we'll keep learning together. How about that? We got a sourdough video I need to make. I need to tell you guys some of the mistakes we've made. Some of the stuff not to use. There's some stuff that you would think would work, but it doesn't work, right? That kind of stuff. And some others coming along. If you guys have any videos you would like to see, please let us know, right? But if we could just help somebody, that would be worth this whole thing. And that was really part of as we were praying about how to live our lives, that was part of what we felt like we were supposed to do. If you're watching the video from a day or two ago before my camera died, watching earlier in this video, Sylvie had escaped and she come back and she was here. This has been a couple of days after the first part of this video. And she's been here for a couple of days, and she was in her pen. And I'm not gonna lie, I can't figure out where she keeps getting out. But she's been in her pen for a couple of days and good and all of that good stuff. And this morning she's out again. And I have no clue where she's getting out. But we left her door open, got her some food, got her some water. She'll be back. She's probably just cruising the little neighborhood here. And she'll be back and we'll get her pinned up. And I don't know what to do. I don't know, maybe I ought to run a hot wire around them T-posts or something. Anyhow, guys, we'll show you our ham and beans and new wood stove area, and maybe we'll show you some of the home renovations. I guess I ought to show the process we're making and trying to get to where we're headed. It's not a overnight dream, right? This is work constantly to try to understand where you're headed, right? All right, guys, stick along with us. So I want to show you guys kind of what we got going on this morning, some of the home renovations. Like I said, we probably ought to be showing, you think we ought to be showing them more of the process, sweetheart, of what it's actually taking to try to get out of here? Like the work we're doing on the house and all of that. Yeah, so we probably should show you guys more of that, because this is not just like we're going to wake up one morning and, like we're going to sell the house tomorrow morning and go do this. That's not it. Like, we're having to work pretty hard on getting this place done. I want to show you guys our newest home addition here. Let me back up a little bit. There, you can see it better. That's old barn tin and cedar wood that we trimmed out along the top, and it looks a lot better than it did back in there. I got the drywall covered up. And for some reason, I don't really know why, that tin, if it's really just reflects the heat off of it, so it gets a little bit hot, but definitely not any hotter than the drywall did. But for some reason, it seems like we are able to heat our house even easier now, which I'm not sure that I can explain real good. Some of you guys probably would understand it better than I do. So this morning we've got the essentials. Usually you can see that old hard water stained pot. That's just an old rusted up canning water bath canner we picked up at a like an antique store, really cheap. And so we use it and simmer the water out, and that's what helps put some moisture back in. But this morning we've got our coffee, which is in essential this morning. You guys heard of essential oils? That's kind of like an essential oil today on a cold day, is this coffee. And I'll show you guys, we got our Dutch oven going with a pot of ham and beans with onions, and whenever we processed them deer, the guy that I was doing it with, Brother Daniel, had a good idea to take some of them old shank bones and just smoke them. Put them on his smoker and get them smoked up, and we could put them in a pot of beans for some flavor. And so we did that. So this is ham and beans with a deer bone as well in it. And we're just going to let that cook all day up there on that wood stove top. And I think they should turn out really, really good. We've got this little deal here to keep our boots by off to the side. Got some extra flooring here we're going to put in the bathrooms. But anyhow, this is the new wood stove area. This is just a small example of some of the work that we're having to do to get out of here, get this place sold, trying to fix it up. Whoever buys our house is going to have to like rustic stuff for sure, right? Gonna have to like the rustic look. But hopefully we can get some of the rest of this done. And like I said, we'll try to show you guys more of the process too. So once again, if you like what you guys see, like our content, like to laugh along with us, so watch our mistakes, watch our victories, but watch our failures as well. Please like and subscribe to our page. It will do a lot of help for us, and we'll continue trying to get these videos out. Like I said, I know we need to do a sourdough video, and we'll tell you about some of the mishaps we've made, some of the stuff not to use. I know my wife wants to do a knitting and maybe a crocheting video to kind of show you guys some of the stuff she likes to do. So we don't have TV at our house, so you got to pass the time somehow, right? No, there is nice though, just to sit down and relax of an evening, and she'll do some crocheting and knitting and stuff. And when she's up with the baby, I think she does some at like 3 o'clock in the morning, whenever the baby's not sleeping. And so we'll show you guys that. If you guys ever have any video requests, something you would like to see that we haven't talked about or whatever, please let us know, and we'll maybe try to do a video on it.